Hi there, my name is Delwar Ahmed, and today we're going to be unboxing PC Specialist's Ultranote 2 15.6 laptop. So before I unbox it, I thought I'd do a quick 5-minute video just regarding my experience with PC Specialist, the price points that I wanted, and really the reason why I wanted to try them out for the first time. So first things first, I guess, just changed jobs, given the old laptops back to my old workplace, and therefore I'm completely laptopless. So I need something to surf the web in the evening, play some light games, watch some videos, etc. So just looking out on all the websites before the Christmas sales kick in, and just looking to see if there's anything out there around the 500 mark, £500 mark, should I say, that covers all my requirements. So I thought I'd split this video up into a few sections, talk about the PC Specialist website and my ordering experience. I thought it was pretty decent, to be honest with you, so I thought I'd make an extra special effort in covering that. The unboxing itself, my initial thoughts on the laptop, and then I'm going to do some performance tests, such as time taken to boot up into Windows, gaming, light gaming performance, streaming, etc. So my requirements, I guess, were that I was looking for a laptop with a full HD display, so that's 1920 by 1080. It's quite difficult to find them at the £500 mark these days. So having a look around on the internet, noticed that PC Specialist, they build custom laptops, and one of them caught my eye, the Ultranote 2. So this is based on the Clevo W550EU chassis, which is pretty, it's not Ultranote specifications, slightly larger I think, but still it was very slim, and yeah, the configurations met my requirements and was within my budget as well. So the requirements of the laptop, as I said earlier, surfing, fast booting, playing some light games, anything heavier, any AAA titles, I can stream them straight from my gaming rig in the other room, and stream that through the GIGABIT adapter. I'm not really going to be doing any videos or any photo editing, etc. So it's not really needed for that. So it's just something that I can really use quickly. Finally, the requirements that I really was looking for, again, IPS display, 1080p, preferably matte, not glossy. Don't really like looking at myself in the screen. SSD, 100% it's got to be SSD. Once you've tried it for your OS, there's not really any reason to go back to mechanical. Don't really need that much space, because I'm not really going to be installing much on this. It's literally just to be surfing the net. Chromebook would have been great, but I thought to go for a Core i5. Slim chassis, has to have a gigabit port so that I can do some streaming, in-home streaming from Steam. Options of wireless, I've got a Asus AC87U, which is the new Wave 2 AC router. It's pretty good, very fast, and it'll be good to see how that performs with this new laptop. So, as I said, if you want to see the unboxing, you can forward it on a bit, maybe 5 minutes or so, and we'll be doing the unboxing then. But I thought I'd just spend some time just going through the order experience with PC Specialist. As I said earlier, I was pretty impressed with what they offer, their RMA, their online support, their telephone support, UK based, etc. So that was pretty good. And one of the main reasons I chose them over, say, my SN, which is Schenker in the UK, was the bang for buck. They were at least £100 cheaper for pretty much the same specification. Granted that my SN have standard fast express build. They put the correct TPU or the best TPU on the actual CPU, and you've got to pay for that with PCS, but it's only £9 or something. Anyway, we'll go over that later on when we look at the website. So yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's have a quick look at their website and look at the model that I chose. So one of the first things I wanted, I think, was a 15.6 display. 17 is too big. I think 14 to 15.6 would have been preferable. 13.3 slightly small for what I wanted it for, but would have been I could have adapted to that. Now, one of the important things I chose at 15.6 was the Ips Panel option. It's 1080p, it's full HD IPS, so good viewing angles from wide angles, and also it was matte as well as opposed to glossy. It's got your usual other bits and pieces such as USB, VGA, HDMI out, etc. So let's just have a quick look. So once you're on their website, you can go and customize your own laptops, and the Ultranote 2 is base build is 379. Now I'll very quickly flick through the options that I use. So the default unit comes with a 1366 by 768, which is what you get on pretty much most of the 15.6 laptops around this price range. Very rare to see 1080p under £500-600 really, and even that, they're not very good ones from Asus that I've noticed so far. I've seen a few on sale. Not really that good. Anyway, I'm hoping that this one's going to be a lot better. So anyway, I've chosen that full HD IPS LED screen. As for the CPU, again, great PC specialist, allow you to choose multiple CPU. Well, you can choose from a big range. Well, it's not that big, but I had a quick look. You've got anything from the Pentiums to the i7 quad cores, and these are the MQs as opposed to the U's, so they're going to be slightly faster, and they're all Haswell, I believe. Well, anyway, the core i5s, i3s, i7s are Haswells. So anyway, I went for the 4210M. Looking on CPU benchmarks, it's pretty good. Comes with the integrated graphics 4600. I think all those core i5s, i3s, i7s come with that. Didn't really go for the i7, slightly hotter, might blow the fans out slightly louder, a bit more noisier. I don't really need quad core for what I'm using it for. As I said, I'm not doing really any video editing really that much with my desktop rig to do all of that kind of stuff. So builds it up to just over 500 so far. In terms of RAM, there's KINGSTON HyperX versus just standard. I've chosen 4 gig single channel. I could have chosen dual channel, but interestingly enough, they don't do 2x4s, so I'll just order another 4 gig slot later on. So onto the hard drive. Now they've got an option. You can actually have up to 2.5 inches plus MSATA or M.2 SSD. I've just gone for a single Samsung 840 EVO SSD. Samsungs are pretty good. I've got an 830 in my gaming rig. Works fine as the OS disk really. Moving on, didn't choose any additional disks. In terms of the optical drive, you can have the standard optical drive or opt for a cheaper hard caddy option, which I think is quite good if you wanted to add a third drive, 2.5 inch drive. Memory card standard, it's pretty good, I can use that. Then you've got the thermal paste, so your TPU, you can choose the Arctic MX4 Extreme for an additional £9. I've actually gone for that, having spoken to quite a few people. It is definitely worth it. Sound card, I'm not really going to be using this for any type of sounds. I'll probably have the headphones in. I'm not really too fussed with the sound, so go for the cheapest option. In terms of the wireless, as I said earlier, I've got that Asus Wave 2 monster router kicking about the house, so I'm going to go for the AC option. I think there's only one AC option, so that does 867 Mbps on AC channel. Theoretical, but anyway, I've got a gigabit port as well somewhere here, so as standard, so realistically it's going to be cabled up anyway. I think that's pretty much all it is. Oh, one other thing that really brings the price down. As you can see, it's 564 now. My budget is 500. And Windows, you don't actually need to buy Windows. I've already got 7. I've got 8.1. So I'm actually opting out, and I'll transfer my Windows version over. In terms of bloatware, I'm going to take all that off. And I think that's pretty much it. Usual extras available. Now this is a pretty good one. Warranty comes with a standard 3-year warranty, which is just 1 month collect and return, 1 year parts, and 3 years labour. Just for an additional £5 you can have 1 year collect and return. I thought that's pretty good bang for buck. Hopefully there's no reason to use that, but just in case it's there. In terms of insurance, let's leave that as it is, and then you can have that delivered or express delivery, etc. So I'm just going to keep it as cheap as possible. In terms of build time, 11 to 13 days is standard. You can pay extra if you want that extra, if you want it faster. Now when I ordered it last week, I think last Sunday, ordered on Sunday night just before midnight, got processed on Monday, no finance or anything, just paid straight up, and that was pretty decent. So it's taken 11 days and it's with me, so that's pretty good for that option. That pretty much wraps up what I was going to talk about in terms of the website. Pretty good configuration. As you can see, it's around 485. Now I actually bought a PC Pro magazine which had an additional 15 quid code, so if you are looking to buy from PC Specialist, do have a look at all those computer magazines that you see in WH Smith, etc. They all have codes in for PC Specialist, 15 quid off, so keep an eye on that. Finally, just a couple other things. Live support, it's offline obviously, 10:18 at night. It's 10:18 at night right now, so yeah, it's offline, but yeah, normal 9 to 5, 9 to 6, I think they're on these guys, or 10 to 6. I've had to use them a couple of times just to ask them a couple of questions. Pretty responsive, pretty good that you can just speak to them over the web as opposed to calling them. If you do need to call them, they do have a normal telephone number. I think it's just charged at normal rates, so pretty decent. One other thing I'll just talk about quickly is the fact that you can track your order. So as my order was configured through, it was giving me a status for each one. As you can see here, this is just a delivery, but in terms of what specification I've got, who built it, who tested it, who packed it, as what, you know, everything it was on there. Finally, the last thing I'll show you is the download section. Pretty good. So because PC Specialist built this, they are providing the drivers. So I haven't looked at what the motherboard is, but I'm sure I could go to the motherboard website and pick up most of the real tech drivers for Win 7 and Win 8.1, but they are actually available here. I've already actually downloaded these in anticipation. And finally, I guess the last thing was although I didn't order an operating system, I didn't pay for one, they actually need to put one on there. So they stuck Windows 7 on there to do the testing. It's probably going to be, it won't have a key or anything on there, so I'll need to activate that, but at least they've put Windows on there for me, absolutely free of charge, and I guess they need to before their testing's done. Right, so that's the end of the boring talk. We're going to move on to the unboxing. So onto the unboxing now. DPD have delivered this, pretty good. Got to track them in real time. So it arrived today about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Pretty good boxing. Not sure if PC specialists have done that or if DPD have. Either way, pretty good. Pretty good so far. So as you can see, very well protected. PC specialists. Packaging, etc. Now I'm actually recording this on my Note 3, so one-handed, no tripod, no nothing like that. So I'm going to quickly take the box out. Let's have a look. So I've just taken the outer boxing out. Pretty decent packaging, I've got to say. Suspended in that outer box with those plastic balloon things. Anyway, comes in a nice little box itself. Carry that around. Yeah, no fancy things. And as I said, it's a Clevo W550EU. So let's open this thing up. So I can see what we've got inside. Right, so as I said, I'm one-handed, so I'm going to pause that video again and bring everything out. So here we are, we've opened it up now. Yeah, pretty bog standard stuff really. Just quickly go through it. So we've got the PC Specialist manual. Read that later on. Nice, not too bad. A lot of information in there. I doubt I'll ever read that. It's got some Samsung 840 EVO SSD information. Probably throw that back in the box. It's got the Samsung SSD driver software, probably download that off the internet. Power brick, PSU, rechargeable, removable battery, should I say. That's very good. In a couple of years I'll probably have to bin that and buy a brand new one, which will give me that back. And looks like your standard UK 3-pin to kettle plug. Or is that? Nope, that's Clevo. Same to Clevo, that's pretty decent. Let's have a look at the PSU. There's your usual standard one, right angled. What else do we have here? So another thing, it looks like Windows 7 or Windows 8.1 drivers and some other boring stuff. Cool, anyway, let's move on to the main thing here. So taking all the packaging off, put all the bits and pieces back in the box. So a couple of things just wanted to that I noted. PSU, pretty decent. Don't know if you can see that in the light. What is it? It's a 1.7 amp by 19 volts. Sorry, 3.42, so 65 watts per hour. Yeah, very small, very small. That's very nice. Very light. The charger, sorry, the battery is pretty light. Hopefully that's yeah, there we go, 5600 mAh, so it's about twice as much battery as my Note 3. Right, okay, cool, so on to the main one. Hopefully my shadow won't cast over this too much. So, bog standard packaging, and here we are. This is the Ultranote 2 Clevo W550 chassis. Let's have a look. Pretty nice packaging. You can see here it's all covered with this paper, maybe plastic, I'm not too sure what it is. Let's have a look. Let's open it up. So there's no clips or anything. You can see there's bits and pieces already falling out. I'll try it one-handed for the first time. There we go. Alright, okay, cool. So pretty nice, first time I've seen it. What can we see? Right, what is that? That is plastic. Pretty good. Now a lot of people have said it's quite sharp here. It's okay, not too bad, but yeah, definitely slightly sharp. What is that? It's got HDMI, Intel Core i5, 4210M. Keyboard seems quite good. Now a lot of people online spoke about the chassis quality and the flexing. So let's have a look and see exactly how stable this is. Now at first touch it feels very stable everywhere. Wow, that's pretty, that is actually solid. Now there is some flexing there. I don't know if you can see that. try to make that a bit better. So very light finger pressing, you probably heard that. It's actually very raised up here, so we'll have a look at that in a second. In terms of side flexing, none. The only thing that's moving is literally the stand, the gap. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's right. Still got to put the battery on there. That's probably what that flexing is actually. Yeah, indeed. So that's where the battery goes. No problem. Right hand side, yeah, a little bit of flex, but nothing more than I've not as bad as my other laptops, that's for sure. That's pretty good. And what about typing? Wow, zero flex. It is pretty good. So first impressions, I'm liking that. Moving on to the screen, got a camera there. It's probably 2 megapixel facing camera. Doubt I'll be using that. And then we've got the screen. Now the screen is probably going to be the best part of this. So what I'll do is I'll carefully take all of that off, and we'll have a look at that. So here we have it. So I've taken all the plastic bits and pieces off, and it's difficult to explain. I think that is like a silver, dark brown, like titanium coloured. It looks like it's brushed metal, but it's definitely plastic. But it feels pretty good. Looks pretty premium. I mean, there is no logo on there. I think I'll stick a nice vinyl on there at a later point. But either way, so far so good. Now another thing I did notice on the Ultranote 2s was the flex from the top as well. So obviously this has got an IPS display in there, which is a lot thinner. So I'm expecting them to be some space here now. On some of my other laptops around the house, we do have that flex as well in the middle. So I'll try to do it from here, I guess, and show you how much flex we've got. And this is just finger pressure. So down here on the sides, no, that's pretty solid. And as we come into the middle, yeah, there is a little bit. Nothing more than usual. We'll just have a quick look at the back of that. So we've got some Clevo are very easy to upgrade. Open them up, clean the fans, etc. So very easy to upgrade. We've got some fan vents here. Looks like some speakers, downward facing speakers. Battery I've already installed there. It's great that it's removable. What else do we have? So it looks like we've got a screw here for the optical drive, I believe. Is that the optical drive? Indeed it is. So one screw to take that out, and to maybe replace that with a caddy if needed in the future. Large panel here, you can take that off. That's no doubt got your SSD in there and your RAM as well. But pretty good. So let's turn that over. And that's pretty thin, I gotta say. Can't really compare it to anything, but I'd say that's probably about what, 2 centimeters thick. Pretty decent. Let's turn that around back to the front. Let's just go around from right to left. So it looks like we've got our microphone jack, headphone jack. Looks like nope, that looks like USB 2. Followed by the optical drive, which I think is just a DVD. I didn't really bother looking, haven't used DVD in years. On the back, let's have a look, see if there's anything there. No fan vents, no, nothing at all on that side. Moving up to the left hand side, let's have a look. So we've got our power slot, gigabit, VGA, HDMI, got a fan grill there, and 2 USB 3.0s. Just moving on to the front, got a 9 different card readers, 9 different cards can go in there. That's pretty much it. So just having a look at the keyboard from the inside. Standard keyboard, numpad on the right, Windows key on the left, some function keys, some media buttons up there. Nothing really of that much interest. Now there is whilst I was pausing that video, I did notice there was a bit of screen flex. I mean, it's a very thin screen lid, should I say, but there is a bit of flex there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now the screen goes back. How far does that go? That's about, what, 130 degrees maybe max, I'd say. Yeah, 90 plus 40, I'd say. It does go quite far back, and it's a nice mat. And if you look up there, I've got a lot of lights up there in my kitchen, and if I push that towards there, you can see that is pretty good. I'm going to try that later on again when I turn it on. Right, okay, so let's power it up, and let's see how long it takes to boot into Windows. So I've turned it on, I've added a user ID, etc., no password, and pretty much it's now I've shut it down again, and we're ready to do a scientific boot test. Now I've only got one hand, so I'm going to be turning that power on and then hitting that start button, and we'll see how long it takes exactly. So let's see if we can do it at the same time. Ready, steady. And here we go. Start it up. Boot screen. It's an i5 Core i5 4210M. So here we go. That's into the Windows. That's pretty good. So you can see it's around at 17 seconds. If I just leave that running, you can see it's pretty. Yep, that's booted up. So I would say it's about 17 seconds from the boot, from actually pressing that, etc. So that's pretty decent. I think once Windows actually started loading after the actual BIOS, I think it was 7 seconds it took to come into Windows and actually have something. Now, obviously, I haven't installed anything on there yet. Let's have a quick look at that wallpaper, what have they said on there? So this is a test version of Windows, and it'll expire in 30 days. La da da da, call them, etc. Or you can format your own thing. I'm probably going to partition this hard drive into 3. I think there's only 100 gig after formatting. How much is there here? Let's have a quick look. So yeah, there's 105 gig, should I say, on free space. I'll probably do a 40-40-20 and stick Windows 7, Windows 8.1 and Ubuntu 14.04 probably on there. Just mess about with them all before I decide on picking an OS. But as I say, not really going to be installing anything on the SSD, but OS is really hardly going to install many programs on this. Pretty much just Chrome and Steam, I'd say. So that's pretty much it. I paid, how much did I pay? $475 delivered. Took 11 days to come in. Pretty good. Specs are Core i5 4210. Full HD 1920 by 1080p IPS matte. And again, let me just bring that up a bit and hit that into my kitchen lights, which, as I say, they are very strong. There's quite a lot of them up there, but yeah, still I can read all of that. That's pretty good. So if it's outside, shouldn't be too problematic. And as you can see, there's no reflection whatsoever. Top screen, let's move sideways, just have a quick look. That's pretty good, I've got to say. It's not really a natural angle, I'd say that's pretty much better. But yeah, overall very impressed so far. Nice finishes. Touchpad, yeah, pretty bog standard really. Quite clicky. The power button there, yep, that's pretty good. Apart from that, it's pretty good. And I saw an Asus in PC World that had the very similar brushed metal, and actually that is a different feel than this. This feels like plastic, whereas this is like the lid of this, which is pretty yeah, it feels like brushed aluminium. I don't think it is though. I think it's just brushed plastic, plastic underneath. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm very happy with it so far. Hardly done anything to it just yet. Yeah, so if you like this video, do say so. If you don't, also say so. And yeah, hopefully if anyone else is interested in buying something from PC Specialist, yeah, not too bad. Good experience so far. Hopefully long may that continue. Okay then guys, that's it. I'm out.